5 pitches for her teammates to see so far. Here's the payoff pitch. This ball lifted into shallow center field. Coming on to make the catch is Lily Owens, and she's made that look easy, even though that was a more tricky play than people might think. You can see just that confidence continuing to build. As the 1-1 pitch comes in, nice bunt laid down. Kamoko got to make a play, and unable to catch it over at first was Mansfield covering. And make that 31 is apparently that one missed, according to Michael Hernandez.
Yeah, maybe working with a pretty tight strike zone. It's still really, don't see that very often either.
This ball knuckled down toward first. Coming on to make the play is Townsend. And the Cougars have 2 away. And here's the 3-0. And she misses again. So 2 walks so far in the top.
Yeah, now last one, 4 balls in a row.
Yeah.
Not even a strike. Plan for the weekend.
This ball slapped down the left field line and in. 2 runs will score. Oh, they're going to call her out at home. Whoa, what a play for BYU. They got 4 outs. And Coach Sydney Ball Malone is tough angle. Whoa, what a tag from Milkowski.
Beautiful.
There was obstruction at home plate. By rule, at the time of the tag, the other runner goes back to second base because she was not way to third base. We got 2 out. Runner to second base.
Okay, so they said official obstruction.
Wow.
So they did call obstruction on Lindy Milkowski. Here's the 2-2. This ball slapped in the gap into right field. And the runners will all hold at their bags. So Mertes at second, Mertes at third, Konselnick at second. And Griffin aboard with a single at first. And that ball was perfect.
Yep, hard ground ball through the infield. Nothing more you can ask for as a coach.
Knights, the lowest batting average at 145 on the season. And this ball slapped down to third, and Kamoko will end the inning for the Cougars, but not before the Knights tack on 3. BYU trails.
Or Surcom.
And Owens puts this one high in the air down to third base line, and out of play making the catch is Sierra Humphreys. So Owens is retired. And just Morrow hitting .323 on the year. And Morrow, hard ground ball to Humphreys over at third, fires across the diamond for the out. So very quickly, Isabella Vega doing work. The batter's eye out in the outfield, and Birmingham chases high and strikes out to end the inning. So UCF makes quick work of the Cougars in the bottom of the first, and the Knights take their 3. Here's the 1-2. And a rocketed base hit up the middle gets UCF back on the base paths. Again, the 2-2. Slap to short. And safe is the call. Haley Morrow and Miranda Mansfield could not get that lead runner out. I almost thought that Morrow could have probably tagged the base.
Yeah, especially how close she was to the bag. Just 2 steps over there. But honestly, Humphreys was like stealing on that pitch, or left early or something. She was over there in a hurry. That ball was hit with enough speed. I really don't think it should have been that close of a play over at second, unless
by the time that the fingers were on the base. But here's the official call.
After review, the call at second base is upheld. Runner is safe.
So the call stands.
for UCF.
There's another bunt laid down the first base line, and what a beauty. A bunt single for the Knights. And they are cooking right now. Here's the 2-1. And this ball poked to short. Coming home and making the catch and the tag was Lindy Milkowski. Haley Morrow's throw sailed a little bit too high, and Milkowski is very slow to get up. And Milkowski took a shot. A one hopper to Morrow, who threw it home. And then you see that slide took out the left leg of Milkowski and swung her around.
Yeah, her leg not feeling good, but Milkowski did a really good thing, not trying to go back and tag the bag.
Here's the 1-1. And this ball off of the shoes of Villegas. One run will come across, and a single for UCF makes it 4-0. So Kamoku coming over to take a look, and off the back foot.
Yeah, I was gonna say she took that like a champ, but probably didn't hurt too bad. It looked like it was the bottom.
Here's the 1-1. And this ball slapped into center field again. Another UCF hit and another UCF run. 5-0, and the Knights are charging on here in the top of the second. Here's the 2-2 pitch. Hard ground ball to second. So the runner is safe at first, and a run will come across. So 6-0. The Knights tack on another one, but BYU gets out number 2. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Poked over to short. Morrow across the way to Townsend to end the inning. So UCF tacks on 3 more. Here's the 2-2. And Milkowski sends this one high and deep. And gone! Lindy Milkowski, a solo shot, puts BYU on the board.
And she mashed that, hitting it as far as you can out of the ballpark here on this BYU softball field. 220 is that farthest depth, and she hit it that and farther. Really great swing and good job from Lindy Milkowski for BYU.
So Kayla Kamoku now at the plate for the Cougars. And you can tell that Lindy Milkowski had a lot of emotion behind that one. And Kamoku with a hard line drive snagged by Evans at short, and they get the throw. What a play from Aubrey Evans. Here's the 3-1. And this ball's crushed. Oh! What a snag from Evans.
Wow.
Aubrey Evans with the magnet of a glove at short. This ball was destroyed. And Evans says, I'll take that. Thank you very much.
Yeah, absolutely smoked. The reaction time and the body control to be able to jump up, catch that in the air the way she did.
And this ball lifted into shallow left field, and Evans gets BYU out 1-2-3. So Aubrey Evans does it all herself, and we're going to head to the. Here's a ground ball to Mansfield at second. It's scooped up at first by Townsend.
Sierra Humphreys up to bat. Whereas on the BYU side, we haven't even made it all the way through their lineup yet.
Big breaking ball gets a swing and a miss. And down goes Humphreys. This would be a big confidence booster. This ball lifted to shallow shortstop, and Haley Morrow puts him away. So the first 1-2-3 inning for BYU on the defensive side, and they'll see what they can do with their bat.
To Evans at shortstop that she just made great plays on that could have been real rally starters and swinging that momentum a little bit more towards BYU.
It's a hard bunt right back at Vega, who gets the throw in time. for the out. Here's the 1-2. And this ball lifted deep short, shallow left, and Aubrey Evans, who's the defensive MVP so far. It's what, like her 5th or 6th put out?
Yeah. She is a match.
Flew out to Sierra Humphreys at 3rd. And Owens lays down a nice bunch. She's got speed, and nobody's going to catch her at first. And she is fired up. She's trying to get her teammates fired up as well. And the defense is playing straight away from Morrow. And Morrow drills this one into center field, but not deep enough as Madison Simon makes the out. So BYU leaves a base runner, still trailing by 5. And we're heading to the top of the 4th.
Continues forward. BYU needs her to be tough right now.
This ball poked high, shallow right field, camping underneath it, making the catch is Miranda Mansfield for out number 1.
To stack up higher than it should be, even though UCF has hit the ball well this game.
There's another shallow fly ball, can of corn. Elovea Brittingham retires Damon. So quickly 2 away in the top of the 4th for BYU.
Finding that strike zone.
And that one misses high, so Mertes is aboard with a walk, her 2nd of the afternoon.
Really the storm that he could have been referring to.
There's a laser inside the lines, all the way down the right field line. Coming all the way around to score is Mertes. And a sliding triple for Kotelnik. Gives her her 4th RBI of the day. And UCF is on top 7-1.
And her first triple on the season. Triples in softball are so hard just because of how short the fields are. Really, we see these players get them when they hit that right down the right field line or right down the left field line.
Here's the 2-0. And Manes gets the strike.
And she's done a really good job so far. That hit just got away from her, and the walk a little bit away from her, but it's really just how she comes back from that. Things are gonna happen, it's just how she reacts and how she flows with it on the mound.
This ball is driven high and deep, and this one's gone! Ashley Griffin tacks on 2 more for the Knights. 9-1 in the 4th.
Yeah, and that ball was absolutely mashed. Great swing put on the ball. UCF is just hard to hold down right now.
As the kids say, they're cooking.
Oh, yeah.
9-1. Here's the payoff pitch. And this one drilled into the gap, a 1-hopper off the wall. And a stand-up double for Madison Simon keeps the Knights charging on here in the top of the 4th. Here's the 1-2. Another check swing and a strikeout for the Cougars, but not before UCF gets.
Props to Vega last time for going after and getting that strikeout.
And another strikeout as Brittingham wasn't even close on that one. So just an uncharacteristic day for Brittingham and Milkowski. Trying to do the same thing again. Oh, caught right at the wall for Madison Simon.
From Lindy Milkowski, she was just a few feet away from punching that over.
And a ground ball to third. Humphreys to Griffin, and Kamoku is retired, and the Cougars go. Here's the 2-1 pitch. Hard ground ball to Kamoku at third. A nice scoop by Townsend at first.
Great hands over there at first. She is doing some great picks today.
Here's the 1-0. And this ball drilled into center field, but right at Lauren Flanders. So 2 away for the Cougars in the top of the 5th. To Evans. And Monas misses outside. And so Aubrey Evans is aboard with her 2nd walk of the afternoon. Here's the 1-2. And this ball misses, runner goes. Milkowski with the laser down to 2nd. And Evans is thrown out.
For the first time this year.
Agbayani at the plate with a 1-0 count. And Agbayani goes oppo. But making the catch was Stormy Kotzelnick. She made that look easy.
Yeah, and
so Bree Townsend lifts this one into deep left field. Just shy of the warning track, making the catch is Samantha Ray for out number 2.
back with something different. But it's not over yet either. Something could go crazy and we could have ourselves a ball game still.
There's a 2-out rally possibly here as Mansfield's aboard with the single up the middle.
And all BYU needs is just 1 right now to keep this game going and push it into those 6th and 7th innings.
Gonna get the W. And this ball bounces to home. And an easy base taken by the Cougars in Mansfield. Here's the 1-2. Swing and a miss. Isabella Vega gets the W for the Knights in game 1 of the series.
With that, UCF takes the first game of the 3-game series, 9-1.
So 9-1 is the final score. And really, you can trace everything going back to that first inning.
Yeah.
And that run obstruction rule call against BYU. And after that, it seemed like BYU was kind of flustered. And they never were able to come back.
Yeah, and a tough loss for them, but brand new day tomorrow. We still have 2 games left in this series. It could go either way.
So UCF gets back in the winning column, and they take game number 1.